The 2020 National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates the use of pigtails on receptacles connected to electrical metallic tubing or EMT conduit systems. This requirement is a change from previous editions of the NEC, where pigtails were often recommended as a best practice but were not explicitly required. Pigtails, in this context, refer to short lengths of wire that are connected to the receptacle terminals and then spliced to the circuit conductors within the electrical box. Article 300.13b states that boxes shall be provided for terminating conduit tubing or cables. Each box shall have a cover unless it is mounted in a flush-type floor. Article 300.15b states that conductors entering a box shall be protected from abrasion and physical damage by bushings or approved sleeves at points where the wire enters the box. Listed boxes shall include provisions for these bushings. Article 406.2 covers terminal connections and states that terminals shall be suitable for the conductor used. The rationale behind this requirement stems from several key factors, primarily related to safety, reliability, and ease of maintenance. Firstly, pigtails enhance the overall safety of the electrical system. By using pigtails, the receptacle's terminals are not directly subjected to the mechanical stress and potential damage that can occur when directly connecting larger, stiffer conductors from the EMT conduit. This reduces the risk of loose connections, which can lead to arcing, overheating, and potentially electrical fires. Secondly, pigtails improve the reliability of the electrical connections. When conductors are directly connected to receptacle terminals, any movement or vibration within the system can cause the connections to loosen over time. Pigtails provide a more flexible connection point, absorbing these vibrations and minimizing the risk of loose connections. This results in a more stable and reliable electrical system. Thirdly, pigtails simplify troubleshooting and maintenance. When a receptacle needs to be replaced or inspected, the pigtails allow for easy disconnection and reconnection without disturbing the main circuit conductors. This is particularly beneficial in situations where multiple receptacles are connected to the same circuit, as it allows for individual receptacle maintenance without disrupting the entire circuit. The requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT conduit applies specifically to installations governed by the 2020 NEC. If an existing electrical system was installed under a previous edition of the NEC, it may not be required to be retrofitted to meet the 2020 NEC standards unless specific alterations or additions are made to the system. However, local jurisdictions may have their own amendments or interpretations of the NEC, so it's always advisable to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. When installing pigtails, it's essential to use appropriate wiring methods and materials. The pigtail should be of the same gauge and insulation type as the circuit conductors. They should be securely connected to the receptacle terminals using appropriate connectors, such as wire nuts or crimp connectors. The splices between the pigtails and the circuit conductors should also be made using approved methods and connectors. It's crucial to ensure that all connections are tight and properly insulated to prevent shorts or ground faults. Furthermore, the electrical box must be of sufficient size to accommodate the additional conductors and connectors required for the pigtails. Overcrowding an electrical box can lead to overheating and other safety hazards. The NEC specifies the minimum box fill requirements based on the number and size of conductors and devices within the box. In addition to the safety and reliability benefits, pigtails also facilitate easier modifications and additions to the electrical system. If a new receptacle needs to be added to an existing circuit, the pigtails provide a convenient connection point for tapping into the circuit conductors. This eliminates the need to cut and splice the main circuit conductors, which can be time-consuming and potentially compromise the integrity of the connections. The 2020 NEC requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT conduit is a significant change that reflects the ongoing efforts to improve electrical safety and reliability. By implementing this requirement, the NEC aims to reduce the risk of electrical fires, enhance the performance of electrical systems, and simplify maintenance and troubleshooting. While the initial installation of pigtails may require some additional time and effort, the long-term benefits far outweigh the costs. The use of pigtails promotes safer, more reliable, and more easily maintainable electrical systems. It's important to note that the NEC is a comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical installations and equipment. The requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is just one small part of the overall code. It's essential for electrical professionals to stay up to date with the latest edition of the NEC and to understand all of the applicable requirements for their specific projects. In summary, the 2020 NEC mandates the use of pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit to enhance safety, improve reliability, and simplify maintenance. This requirement is a significant change from previous editions of the NEC and reflects the ongoing efforts to improve electrical installations. By implementing this requirement, the NEC aims to reduce the risk of electrical hazards and ensure the safe and efficient operation of electrical systems. When working with electrical systems, it's always crucial to prioritize safety and to follow all applicable codes and regulations. If you're unsure about any aspect of an electrical installation, it's best to consult with a qualified electrical professional. The 2020 NEC provides detailed guidelines for electrical installations, and it's essential to adhere to these guidelines to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is just one example of the many safety measures included in the NEC. By following these measures, electrical professionals can help to protect people and property from electrical hazards. The NEC is constantly evolving to keep pace with new technologies and to address emerging safety concerns. It's important for electrical professionals to stay informed about the latest changes to the NEC and to adapt their practices accordingly. The use of pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is a relatively simple and straightforward way to improve the safety and reliability of electrical systems. By implementing this requirement, the NEC is taking a proactive step to prevent electrical hazards and to promote safer electrical installations. In addition to the specific requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit, the NEC also includes general requirements for electrical connections. These requirements are designed to ensure that all electrical connections are mechanically sound, electrically conductive, and properly insulated. When making electrical connections, it's important to use appropriate connectors and to follow the manufacturer's instructions. All connections should be tightened to the proper torque to ensure a secure and reliable connection. It's also important to protect electrical connections from moisture, corrosion, and physical damage. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for protecting electrical connections in various environments. The use of pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is just one aspect of a comprehensive approach to electrical safety. By following all applicable codes and regulations and by implementing best practices for electrical installations, electrical professionals can help to create safer and more reliable electrical systems. The NEC is a valuable resource for electrical professionals, and it's essential to consult the NEC whenever working with electrical systems. The NEC provides detailed information on all aspects of electrical installations, from wiring methods to grounding and bonding. By following the NEC guidelines, electrical professionals can help to ensure that electrical systems are installed safely and correctly. The 2020 NEC requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is a positive step forward in electrical safety. By implementing this requirement, the NEC is helping to reduce the risk of electrical hazards and to promote safer electrical installations. Electrical codes are essential for ensuring the safety and proper functioning of electrical systems. They set minimum standards for materials, installation methods, and safety devices, protecting people and property from electrical hazards. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard in the United States, updated every 3 years by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. These updates reflect advancements in technology, new safety research, and lessons learned from past incidents. Understanding and adhering to these codes is crucial for electricians, contractors, inspectors, and anyone involved in electrical work. One significant change in the 2020 NEC is the requirement for pigtails on receptacles connected to EMT Conduit. Previously, pigtails were often recommended as a best practice but weren't mandated. Now, the code explicitly requires their use, aiming to enhance safety, improve reliability, and simplify maintenance. Pigtails are short wire segments connected to the receptacle terminals and then spliced to the circuit conductors within the electrical box. This seemingly small detail offers several advantages. Firstly, safety is improved. Receptacle terminals are often not designed to withstand the stress of large, stiff conductors from EMT conduit. Direct connections can loosen over time due to vibration or movement, leading to arcing, overheating, and potential fires. Pigtails provide a flexible connection point, absorbing stress and minimizing the risk of loose connections. Secondly, reliability is enhanced. Direct connections to receptacle terminals can be prone to loosening, as mentioned. Pigtails offer a more stable and durable connection, reducing the likelihood of failures and extending the lifespan of the electrical system. Thirdly, maintenance is simplified. When a receptacle needs replacement or inspection, pigtails allow easy disconnection and reconnection without disturbing the main circuit conductors. This is especially helpful in multi-receptacle circuits, enabling individual maintenance without disrupting the entire circuit. The 2020 NEC requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit applies specifically to installations governed by this edition of the code. Existing installations under previous NEC editions may not require retrofitting unless alterations or additions are made. However, local jurisdictions may have their own interpretations or amendments to the NEC, so consulting with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer is essential for ensuring compliance with all applicable regulations. Proper installation of pigtails involves using appropriate wiring methods and materials. Pigtails should be the same gauge and insulation type as the circuit conductors, securely connected to receptacle terminals using suitable connectors like wire nuts or crimp connectors. Splices between pigtails and circuit conductors must also be made with approved methods and connectors, ensuring tight and properly insulated connections to prevent shorts or ground faults. The electrical box must be adequately sized to accommodate the additional conductors and connectors for pigtails. Overcrowding can lead to overheating and safety hazards. The NEC specifies minimum box fill requirements based on the number and size of conductors and devices within the box. Pigtails also facilitate easier modifications and additions to the electrical system. When adding a new receptacle to an existing circuit, pigtails offer a convenient connection point, eliminating the need to cut and splice main circuit conductors, which can be time-consuming and potentially compromise connection integrity. In conclusion, the 2020 NEC requirement for pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit signifies a commitment to improving electrical safety and reliability. While it may require some additional effort during installation, the long-term benefits far outweigh the costs. Pigtails contribute to safer, more reliable, and easily maintainable electrical systems. The NEC is a comprehensive document encompassing a wide range of electrical installations and equipment. The pigtail requirement is just one aspect of the overall code. Electrical professionals must stay updated with the latest NEC edition and understand all applicable requirements for their projects. The 2020 NEC emphasis on pigtails is a proactive step towards preventing electrical hazards and promoting safer electrical installations. Prioritizing safety and adhering to all applicable codes and regulations is paramount when working with electrical systems. Consulting with qualified electrical professionals is advisable when unsure about any aspect of an electrical installation. The 2020 NEC provides detailed guidelines for electrical installations, ensuring the safety and efficiency of electrical systems. The pigtail requirement is one example of the many safety measures included in the NEC. By following these measures, electrical professionals contribute to protecting people and property from electrical hazards. The NEC is continuously updated to incorporate new technologies and address emerging safety concerns. Electrical professionals must stay informed about the latest changes to the NEC and adapt their practices accordingly. The use of pigtails on receptacles with EMT Conduit is a simple yet effective way to enhance electrical system safety and reliability. The NEC implementation of this requirement demonstrates a commitment to proactive electrical safety measures.